John was a quiet young man living in a small town in Texas, United States. He worked long hours at a grocery store to support his family. His life was simple, and although he often felt lonely, he never complained. He believed that hard work and kindness would eventually bring happiness into his life. One spring morning, a new employee joined the store. Her name was Emma. She was friendly, cheerful, and always seemed to make people smile. Customers liked her immediately, and even the staff felt happier whenever she was around. At first, John only spoke to her about work. However, Emma noticed that he was kind-hearted and honest. Unlike many people, he never pretended to be someone he wasn't. This sincerity impressed her. Over time, they started spending more time together. During lunch breaks, they talked about their childhood memories, future goals, and favorite books. Slowly, a strong friendship developed between them. Months later, John realized he was falling in love. He admired Emma not only because she was beautiful but because she cared about others. She respected everyone regardless of their status or wealth. Emma also began to develop feelings for John. She felt safe with him. Whenever she faced difficulties, he listened without judging her. One evening, they sat together in a park watching the sunset. "Do you know why I like spending time with you?" Emma asked. John smiled nervously. "Why?" "Because you make me feel understood." Those words touched John's heart deeply. From that day, their friendship turned into love. For the next 2 years, they created beautiful memories together. They visited small cafes, attended local festivals, and dreamed about building a future together. John began saving money to buy an engagement ring. He wasn't rich, but he wanted to give Emma something meaningful. Every extra dollar he earned went into a small savings box. Finally, after months of saving, he bought a ring and planned to propose on Emma's birthday. However, life can change in a single moment. A week before her birthday, Emma was involved in a terrible car accident while driving home from visiting her mother. The accident left her seriously injured. When John received the phone call, he rushed to the hospital. Seeing Emma lying unconscious on a hospital bed broke his heart. Doctors explained that her recovery would be difficult and uncertain. Days passed, then weeks, then months. Every day before work, John visited the hospital. Every evening after work, he returned. He read books to Emma even though she could not hear him. He talked about their dreams and told her about his day. Many people thought he was wasting his time. Friends told him to move on. She may never recover, they warned. But John refused to leave. He believed that love meant standing beside someone during their darkest moments. This is one of the most important lessons in life. Many people stay when everything is easy, but true loyalty appears when circumstances become difficult. After several months, Emma finally opened her eyes. The first face she saw was John's. Tears filled her eyes. "You stayed," she whispered weakly. John smiled. There was never a reason to leave. Emma cried because she realized how deeply he loved her. Recovery was not easy. Emma could no longer walk normally. She needed therapy and constant support. Some days she felt hopeless. She looked at herself and believed she had become a burden. One afternoon, while sitting in a rehabilitation center, Emma looked at John and said, "You deserve someone healthier." John immediately shook his head. "Love isn't about finding someone perfect." Emma looked confused. "Then what is it about?" "It's about choosing someone and staying with them through every challenge." Those words gave Emma strength. From that day forward, she worked harder during therapy sessions. Whenever she wanted to quit, she remembered John's support. Slowly, she improved. Months turned into years. Step by step, Emma learned to walk again. Although the journey was difficult, she never gave up. Her determination became an inspiration to everyone around her. One evening on her birthday, John took Emma back to the same park where they had first confessed their feelings. The sunset painted the sky with shades of orange and gold. As they sat together, Emma smiled. "It feels like yesterday." John laughed. "And yet we've survived so much." Then he reached into his pocket. His hands trembled. He pulled out the ring he had bought years earlier. The ring had waited just as patiently as he had. John knelt down. "Emma, life tested us in ways we never expected. There were moments of pain, fear, and uncertainty. But through all of it, my love for you never changed. Will you marry me?" Emma burst into tears. She remembered the accident, the hospital room, and the countless days John had stood beside her. No gift in the world could compare to that kind of love. "Yes," she cried. The people nearby applauded. For the first time in years, their tears were tears of happiness. A few months later, they were married in a simple ceremony surrounded by family and friends. As Emma walked down the aisle, she realized something important. The accident had taken away many things. It had taken away her confidence. It had taken away years of comfort. It had taken away her sense of security. But it had revealed something even more valuable. It had revealed who truly loved her. The greatest proof of love is not words. It is actions. Anyone can say, "I love you," during happy times. But only a truly loyal person stays when life becomes difficult. John stayed, and because he stayed, Emma learned that real love is not measured by beauty, money, or perfect circumstances. Real love is measured by patience, sacrifice, loyalty, and the willingness to walk beside someone no matter how hard the journey becomes. That is why their love story was unforgettable. Because it was not a story about finding love. It was a story about proving it. Heart. A few months after their wedding, John and Emma finally moved into a small house on the outskirts of town. It wasn't a luxurious home, but it was filled with love. Every wall carried memories of their journey, and every room reminded them of the difficult days they had overcome together. For the first time in years, life felt peaceful. Every morning, Emma prepared breakfast while John watered the flowers in their small garden. They laughed together, shared dreams, and looked forward to the future. One evening, while they were having dinner, Emma suddenly felt dizzy. John immediately became concerned. "Are you okay?" he asked. Emma smiled softly. "I think so." A few days later, they visited a doctor. After the examination, the doctor entered the room with a smile. "Congratulations," he said, "you are going to be parents." For a moment, neither John nor Emma could speak. Then tears filled their eyes. After everything they had endured, this felt like a miracle. John hugged Emma tightly. "This is the happiest day of my life." Months passed quickly. John became even more protective of Emma. He attended every medical appointment and made sure she never felt alone. One rainy evening, while organizing old photographs, Emma found pictures from her hospital days. Looking at them brought tears to her eyes. "I still can't believe you stayed through all of that." John gently held her hand. "I never saw it as a sacrifice." Emma looked at him. Then what was it? It was love. Emma smiled. Sometimes the simplest words carry the deepest meaning. As Emma's pregnancy progressed, they began preparing a room for the baby. They painted the walls together. They assembled a crib. They imagined what their child would look like. Every day brought excitement. Finally, the day arrived. Late one night, Emma went into labor. John drove her to the hospital as quickly as possible. Hours felt like years. He paced nervously outside the delivery room. For the first time in a long while, fear returned to his heart. Then the door opened. A nurse walked out smiling. "You have a beautiful baby girl." John's eyes immediately filled with tears. When he entered the room, he saw Emma holding their daughter. The tiny baby wrapped her fingers around his hand. In that moment, nothing else mattered. All the pain, heartbreak, and struggles of the past suddenly seemed worth it. They named her Lily. Lily became the center of their world. Years passed. She grew into a bright and cheerful little girl. She loved listening to stories about how her parents met. One evening, while sitting in the backyard, Lily asked, "Dad, why do you love Mom so much?" John smiled. Emma laughed. Both waited to hear his answer. John looked at his daughter and said, "Because your mother taught me what true courage looks like." Lily tilted her head. "Courage?" John nodded. "Most people think courage means being strong. But real courage means getting back up after life knocks you down." Emma's eyes became emotional. She knew he wasn't only talking about the accident. He was talking about everything they had survived together. Years later, Lily graduated from high school. As John and Emma watched their daughter receive her diploma, they felt overwhelming pride. The little girl they once held in their arms was now beginning her own journey. That evening, the family gathered at home. Lily handed her parents a framed photograph. It showed John sitting beside Emma's hospital bed years ago. Below the picture were the words, "The greatest love story is not the one that begins perfectly. It is the one that survives every storm." Emma began crying immediately. John couldn't speak. For a long moment, they simply held each other. Life had given them many reasons to quit. But they never did. And because they never gave up, their story became more beautiful than either of them had ever imagined. Sometimes happy endings are not a single moment. Sometimes they are built day by day through patience, loyalty, forgiveness, and love. And for John and Emma, the greatest reward was not the wedding, the house, or even the success they found later. It was the family they created together and the knowledge that they had walked through every storm side by side. Their love had started as a simple friendship. It survived tragedy, it survived fear, it survived time, and in the end, it became a legacy that would live on through the people they loved most. Heart,